Hi everybody. Okay, so today I promised to make a banana split cheesecake. So you all voted and that's what you picked. So I tried to get everything kind of a little bit already ready so that I can keep the video like under 10 minutes so people don't get bored. And basically what I did was I just took like a basic New York style cheesecake and I just added ingredients because that's basically what you have to start with, like New York style. So you're just starting with cream cheese, typically 4 8-ounce full fat blocks, a cup of sugar, and usually like a teaspoon or 2 of vanilla depending on what flavor you're making, and hi Karen, and 4 eggs. The cream cheese and the eggs need to be at room temperature. And then that's pretty much your base. And sometimes a sour cream, it just depends. Which reminds me, I didn't get my sour cream ready. But so basically what I'm going to start with, I already pre-cooked the crust. I'm going to use a sugar cookie. It's really simple. So you just buy the sugar cookie and the 16-ounce roll, and then kind of let it get a little soft, and then you smash it down into the 9-inch springform pan and put it in the oven. Super easy, and it's like a super good crust. So I have my 4 things of cream cheese. They're already at room temperature. And then for this one, because there's a lot of fruit in it, I'm gonna put in like a cup and a half of sugar. You would think it wouldn't need it, but it gets a little, I don't know, this is the recipe I made up. So I'm gonna put a cup and a half of sugar, add that to the cream cheese, and then I'm gonna blend it until it's smooth. And I would love for you all to share my videos. Like, I try to do it as simple as possible so that anybody can feel like they can make it, because if I make the steps pretty simple, then maybe someone will try making it. So again, I'm going to blend this until it's smooth. What I was saying was, I got sidetracked because my cat wants to play at my feet, is that I was adding a little bit extra sugar too, because I don't have any pure vanilla, so hoping that it'll turn out okay. And then because I'm adding fruit and fruit gets liquefied, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of flour to just help thicken it up so that it doesn't separate and get fall apart. So I'm going to add the flour. And I'm not going to measure it. I'm kind of bad about that, but it should be good. And then I need sour cream, which I did not get. And I typically will get, just to make it easier on yourself, you need like 8 ounces, which is 1 cup. So typically that's what I do, but I did not get a small container, so I'm gonna have to take it out of the big container. So let me stir it up. I hate how sour cream gets all watery, gross. How's everyone doing? Everyone's quiet. For some reason I can see the comments today. The other day I couldn't see any, so although they're so small I can't hardly see. Thanks for sharing, Mags. Okay, so 1 cup of sour cream, and I put my flour in there as well. Like I said, I forgot to buy more vanilla, so I'm just winging it with extra sugar and I doubt my family's gonna complain that it's too sweet, because they probably won't. I'm making a mess over here. Okay. And I just kind of scrape the side of the bowl so I get everything down inside there. I'm gonna blend it again. Sorry, I got a call. And then at this point, I want to add the fruit in last, so I'm just going to basically fold it in. So I'm going to do the eggs. You always do the eggs one at a time and blend just enough to where it's blended after you add the egg. And I forgot last week too, I always preheat my oven for 325 so that it's ready to go when the cheesecake is ready. It needs to be put into a preheated oven. You can't put it into an oven that's still heating up. So this is my third egg. Okay, let me move this out of the way. All right, so I'm gonna blend this together real quick. And then I already sliced up strawberries, probably about 1/4 to 1/2 cup. It depends on how much you want in there. Again, if you add like a lot of extra fruit, you're gonna wanna add more flour just because you need that consistency. Otherwise, it's too much liquid and it's gonna separate. I took crushed pineapple, probably about 1/2 cup. Use a cheesecloth to get all of the juice out because you wouldn't believe how much juice is in there. And then, so I pour those in there. Let's see. And then depending on if you have anybody that's allergic to nuts, you can omit these. But I put in pecan chips. You can do walnuts, but I buy them because nobody wants to chop nuts. I buy them already done. It's the chipped pecans. So I put the whole bag in there because it's about 1/4 cup. And then I took, I tried to hide the bananas from everybody in my house because they get eaten up like candy. And my mom, I'm going to throw her under the bus, she ate one because I only had small bananas. I try to use like 3 large, but I only have 2 small. So I smashed them up, and you want to let them get ripe where they start turning a little brown, kind of like when you're going to make banana nut bread. Okay, so I have that, and what else am I missing? Pineapple, rice, and bananas. Okay, so like I said, I'm just gonna fold it in. So basically, turn it around, so it's just folded in and mixed in. You can add, if you want chocolate, what I do is after it's baked and cooled off and I serve it, I slice it and then I put like fresh strawberries on top. And if you want to do like maraschino cherries, like if you want to do like a traditional banana split, you can put fresh fruit on top, like bananas and all that. But I typically just put some strawberries and then like whipped cream and like caramel syrup and hot fudge if if that's what they prefer. And so it literally tastes like a banana split, but it's a cheesecake. So it was really simple, right? So I didn't take this out of the oven in time, so it's probably going to separate a little bit. So my, this is a sugar cookie. You can see how it's kind of moving a little bit. It needs to come out of the oven and completely cool off and be like kind of harden a little bit before you add the cheesecake, because what happens is since it's soft and still hot, it's gonna like separate. So it's gonna kind of move up the sides of the pan, and then you're gonna have like not a lot of crust on the bottom, which it's still good, right? We all love cheesecake, so it's still gonna taste good. But so I'm gonna pour it in. And then once it's like cooks, I typically cook all my cheesecakes at, on 325 for like approximately 45 minutes, unless it's like one like pumpkin or it has more cream cheese, because some recipes call for more. That's like right on the top too. Wow. Then I'll cook a little longer, and then what I do is I wait for it to be done, and I let it I turn the oven off and I let it cool in the oven for probably like 30 minutes to an hour. And then you have to run a knife around the perimeter of the springform pan to separate it from the pan. And you can't do it while it's hot because it'll break the cheesecake around the edges. But once it, like I said, once it cools down after like an hour or so, run the knife around. And then what happens is when it starts to really cool down and change temperature fast, it won't crack. Because if you don't run that knife around there, when it starts to cool down, it kind of shrinks up and then it pulls from the side of the pan because it's stuck, and it'll cause big cracks everywhere. So I'm gonna put this in the oven, and then once it's out and I serve it, I'll post a picture underneath the video for y'all to see it. Thanks for watching, and as always, I appreciate you sharing. See you next week.